This is Evergreen. This one is very different from last week's episode, with the Pajama War, because that one was kind of like I don't want to say like a throwaway episode, it was just, here's some fun stuff, whatever. But this one was like just this onslaught of again, a ton of information and kind of no information at the same time. But mostly a lot of information.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. So pretty much there's, I think, a wizard. He can do magic and stuff. So I mean, Evergreen, and it looks like this took place again probably years and years ago. I mean, because there's dinosaurs and stuff like that. And Evergreen was this wizard who took this dinosaur, stole the egg. It makes me wonder where that dinosaur comes from. His name is Gunter. Well, at least now we know the original name is Gunter and not Gunther.
Yep.
So now we know. Is pretty much Bobby from King of the Hill, both the voice and the character, really. It's just not a very bright dinosaur. But again, for, just being hatched out of an egg and he's able to talk, you go, dinosaur, you go.
Well, remember Evergreen did say he messed with his brain.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he's able to talk.
Probably. But still, he might be the first dinosaur to ever talk, so, good.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Hello.
That is true.
Or Land Before Time.
Actually, those are both good. Very different, but good. I gotta see Dinosaurs again, actually, the show. It's a surprisingly much darker show than you would think.
I didn't realize how dark it was till years later.
Super satirical, too. I'm just, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, this is fun. Then watching it again, I'm like, how did I miss all this? There's actually a lot going on, because they think, not the mama, but there's actually a lot of commentary in that show.
That's, all I really remembered from it was just the whole not the mama. And then, rewatching it, I'm like, wow, this is 10 times more adult than I imagined.
Yeah. So I gotta watch it again, because episodes are coming in my mind where I'm like, I remember that actually being really smart. So I definitely gotta see it again, but we're getting sidetracked. What a shock! On an Adventure Time vlog, come on. And you see these other, I guess, I'm assuming they were wizards, and they're on this mountain that it's divided up into about 4 parts, I think.
They're the elements.
Is that Candy's an element, and Candy's an element?
Fire, ice, slime, and candy. Those are the 4 elements.
Fascinating. And some of them are very obviously voices that are supposed to sound like voices that we've seen before. You have Keith David, who's the Fire King, who again is the Fire King. You have that giant fire monster who he takes out. I noticed by the end, it looked like tree trunks. Mm-hmm. Let's see, obviously you got Princess Bubblegum with the whole candy thing. What's the other one? Slime? What?
Slime Princess.
That's right, Slime Princess. It's been so long, that whole week.
I was going to say, you make it seem like it's been, forever.
I know, it's just a week.
Yeah.
But, so you have this setup, and I guess there's kind of a lesson to be learned because, Evergreen does not treat Gunter with a lot of respect, and when he puts, I just love that he assumes everybody's wish when they put the helmet on, or the crown on, is going to be to get rid of the comet.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense because people want to live, so that'd be, the wish you would want. But Gunter puts it on, and he just Gunter do this, Gunter do that, Gunter, and he just keeps going and going until he turns into the Ice King, and you don't see what happens to the comet. We're assuming it hits the planet, but then at the end we see another comet possibly heading for the planet as well. But it looked different. I thought the other one looked green, that one looked blue, almost like an ice comet or something, but I'm not sure. But on top of that, it's all a dream. It's all a dream of the Ice King, so it's still very likely that happened. That would be quite wouldn't that be so ballsy just to have a totally different backstory and be like, but what about that episode? Oh, it's just Ice King's dream. It has nothing to do with anything. But we're presuming that this is what happened. The little penguins are terrified, which was a great payoff. Yeah, I mean, just just this big dump of info and exposition, but it's also, I like the relationship between Evergreen and Gunter there. I liked him kind of being abused and not very smart, but he wants to learn, and then him realizing he never taught him magic and stuff. So I kind of like that. He should have been nice, and even though this is like the one episode where we see the dinosaur, you feel like you know him. You feel like you get what he's about and everything. Yeah, I thought it was cool, and I'm curious where this comet thing is going, because, like I said, it seems like it's in, the present day there. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
See, I was never a huge fan of King of the Hill, so when I hear it, I think of the Oblongs.
Yeah, because I was saying, like, who is that voice? I know that voice. You're like, oh, the Oblongs. I don't know what that is. You're like, King of the Hill. Oh, Bobby, okay.
Oblongs lasted like one season, so it was never huge. But one thing that I did like that they had that I don't think you caught was when they first show the comet coming towards, it's got these 2 extra, like, trails.
Yeah.
Who is green with kind of almost like...
Like tree trunks? I'm trying to remember. It's been a whole week, okay? I'm trying to remember who's green that has this stuff on him.
The Lich.
Oh.
If you look at the comet coming, there's these 2 extra little trails that are like his horns.
That is interesting. Okay.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
I love the evolutionary stuff they're obviously hinting at. Yeah. Like, seeing that giant tree trunks monster and just knowing what that's going to become is hugely funny.
I do like that we learn a bit more about the past. Like, we learned before about Simon and where Simon came from, but he found the crown. Now we actually know where the crown came from. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, instead of... Like, some shows you learn everything all at once. What I love about Adventure Time is it's this slow progress of, like, slowly turning the pages. Like, you're actually reading a book, where as you're reading it, you're learning a bit more, and everything's just kind of unfolding before you. And yeah, it's been 6 years, I think this is season 6.
Yeah, season 6.
We're just learning where the crown comes from. I think that's really cool.
I thought it was interesting. It reminds me a little bit of Thor, where they sort of combine, like, science and technology and magic, because you see inside the crown there's all these little gears and circuits and stuff like that, so I like that. I didn't know they were gonna just assume, oh, magic, it's all magic, but I like that it's kind of the scientific route as well, and that would also kind of show why. But wait a minute, because Ice King is that scientist.
Simon.
Yeah. So maybe, like... See, now I'm trying to put this together.
Now imagine the gears turning in his head.
So I'm trying to think, like, maybe that's like an offspring, or maybe he lost the crown and found it again or something. It's like, now I'm, like, really intrigued. And what I like about this show, if it was like any other show, I'd be like, film flop, oh, the show doesn't know what it's doing, but it's like, I'm like, no, I want to know how this is going to tie together.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wait a minute, but Simon found it. Because I was going to say that would explain why Simon would find kind of a fascination with it too, because it's not just, this magical thing, but it's also all the technology and scientific and stuff. But yeah, I just realized that. I'm like, wait, how does it get off and then on to Simon if they're not the same person, but kind of are the same person? It's like, damn it! Stupid show! Clearly not trying!
I mean, again, that's what I like about Adventure Time. It's that whole... You'll learn eventually. Mm-hmm. Like, sooner or later down the line, but by the time you get to that point... You've forgotten kind of about the connecting the dots.
Yeah.
It's like by this point in time you're like, oh yeah, Simon already found the crown, no big deal. So then this episode comes out and you're like, oh god, that's right.
Yeah.
So then this connects. So then like years down the road we're gonna see one where Simon finally finds it this area, but it goes to this, So for me it's kind of like that nice thing of like, okay, cool, I like the episode, blah blah blah. Then you forget about it, and then it comes back and it's like.
Well, I'm trying to remember too, like the whole kind of apocalypse that happened where Simon finds Marceline and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember, did Simon cause that, or do we not know what caused that yet?
Basically...
Because I remember there was something about the more he put it on, the more stuff would get destroyed, but I also remember, but he was still Simon in the apocalypse.
Well, basically what it was, and we've only learned bits and pieces, it was called the Mushroom War, obviously nuclear bombs hitting. So, the comet that they're showing in this one is from years and years and years.
Yeah, because that's like...
Before that.
Yeah, like thousand.
Simon, anytime he put on the crown, he'd lose more of his mind. Mm-hmm. That's all that was.
Okay, I thought, didn't stuff go, like, even worse when he put the crown on or something? No, okay.
He just started going more bonkers and all that stuff.
Yeah, because again, it's... You know, it could be interesting. Maybe they're hinting at, which at first I didn't. Sometimes I don't like in stories, but that's actually kind of interesting if they do it right. Is history repeating itself? Because obviously you have this comet coming down, gonna hit the planet, but that was thousand of years ago. Then you have the apocalypse happens with the Mushroom War and stuff like that. That was a long time ago too. Whoa, okay.
Excuse me.
Your farts are weirdly alarming.
Sorry.
But and then you have this other comet coming, and there is a sense of like maybe there is just sort of this natural destruction that keeps happening to the world like over and over and over, like sort of a history repeats itself thing. And that's why it would be interesting if you have like, this Evergreen guy, passes it on to Gunter, becomes, sort of this Ice King-ish character, and yet this other guy sort of becomes this, becomes the Ice King and so forth. And maybe it's just this constant repetitive cycle. If anything, that creates a lot more doom because you see the comet coming again. It's like, oh, well, and there's the Ice King. You know how well it turned out last time. Somebody got the crown on and there's a comet coming. So it just really makes things, feel like bad shit's going to go down. So, could be. You've already seen a lot of them.
What are you talking about? I know nothing.
Yes. So, he can watch a lot in a week, okay? He can watch like a whole season, I'm sure. I'm even wearing a watch. Who the hell even wears a watch anymore?
Hello, it's right here. Kids nowadays.
I'm gonna look at my phone for my time. Ha! Joke's on you! I have another one.
Damn it! I'm not doing the whole walk away thing.
Okay.
That was so last week.
Yeah, that's true. Very last week. We should come up with a new gimmick, though. What's over there? Can you get that? Right there, the red pepper.
God damn. Wait,